Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video today. We are discussing side effects today. This is actually a video that I had written out and planned for last week. It was a video that was supposed to go up on Thursday, and I ended up getting sick, as you all know. So I got sick. I did not post that video, but I'm glad, sometimes things have a way of working out, because I ended up coming into contact with the webinar that OrderlyMeds put on. OrderlyMeds is the telehealth company that I use. If you do not know, I have a link to them down below. They are so supportive and communicative and wonderful about their approach to treating your GLP-1 journey, and they do webinars like this all the time. So this one was actually one that was done with their bariatric surgeon consultant, Dr. William Yee. He is a bariatric surgeon in the Los Angeles area. He's been featured in medical journals and stuff like that. And so he went through a lot of GLP-1 related information, getting started, side effects, bad side effects, all of the things within this webinar. I'm going to link it down below. You don't have to be a patient of them to watch the webinar. There is a password. It'll ask you for a password, and it is OrderlyMeds. All one word, but I will leave that down below if you want to go check out the webinar. It is really worth a watch. After he gives his presentation, they actually field questions from people that were watching it live. And so there's a lot of great questions that end up getting asked as well. But yeah, anyway, you are going to see some screenshots pop up throughout this video from that webinar. And the reason I'm doing that is because as I was listening to it, I saw so many things being said that I had already written down in here and that just sort of medically back up what I'm saying. So I'm going to insert some screenshots from the webinar. Go watch the webinar if you have. I believe it's about 45 minutes long. I turned it on while I was cleaning yesterday and watched it, and it was just so amazing. Also, I've never heard him speak before, but he's so calming. Like, y'all know ASMR? That's like, he's very like calming and like reassuring to listen to. So give it a listen if you want. It was really good. But we're going to be discussing, like I said, how to handle side effects. There was a study done recently that Forbes just published, and it showed this massive amount of people that stopped using GLP-1s, and it kind of gave their reasoning for why they think, and side effects was a huge one. So within this study, 47% of people did not make it to the 6-month mark, right? And we know that most of us continue losing weight up until after a year. And so if you have 100 pounds to lose, you're not going to lose it within that first 6 months, right? So why are people stopping? There were a few reasons: accessibility, financial reasons, but one of the big reasons was side effects. So let's talk about them, right? So I actually divvied them up into each specific side effect, and then I'm going to give you ways that you can handle each of these common side effects. The first one, obviously, you know what the side effects are, right? Nausea, vomiting, constipation, fatigue, hair loss, insomnia, sulfur burps, so many of them. The one thing that I found really interesting in that webinar was that Dr. Yee said that most of the super common side effects are ones that are a sequel to what the medicine itself is doing. So slowing down your gut, all of these side effects should be expected with what the medication was designed to do. So I thought that was a really good point that he made there. But let's start with nausea and vomiting, okay? Nausea is one that I hear all the time. Like, I'm so nauseous, I can't eat. What do I need to do? If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. So one thing that I have found helpful in my own journey and in sharing with you guys is I always relate it back to morning sickness. So I say, treat it like morning sickness. If you're a lady who has ever been pregnant and you've had morning sickness, you know what that feels like. Now, it doesn't feel anything like this. That morning sickness is a thing in and of itself, but a lot of the ways that you treat nausea and vomiting within GLP-1 use is similar to what you would do with morning sickness. So the big ones that I like to do are like ginger teas. So ginger actually helps to calm down your taste buds. Ginger and peppermint, they actually help to sort of balance out your taste buds, and so the nausea feeling in your stomach, like you don't get that like bad taste in your mouth nausea. So ginger, peppermints is a really good one. Sea bands is another one. Like if you've ever been on a cruise and you've worn a sea band, that can help if you're nauseous. And gum chewing, which is sort of the same sort of thought process as the peppermints and ginger chews, but the ginger tea has always been what's worked best for me. Now, the big thing that you can do to control it, so that like that's how to stop it, like after it starts, right? What do you do if you want to prevent nausea? So you can eat smaller, more frequent meals. You want to keep something in your stomach so that your stomach doesn't get so empty that it's like your blood sugar's bombing out, but you want to not eat too much either, right? Like you don't want your stomach to be over full, because that is just the opposite. So you want this sort of happy middle space. So eat smaller, more frequent meals. That is really important. So that, say, one thing that Dr. Yee said with it is, if we're told to eat 3 square meals, try doing 6, 7 small meals. So every couple of hours, you're just putting something small in your body to help keep your blood sugar levels regulated and your energy level regulated, but not so much that you are going to end up being nauseous. Trying to avoid fatty, greasy foods, especially on the day before and the day of your shot, is really going to help you. But all the time, really. Like we need to avoid overly processed, greasy, fatty foods. So you probably shouldn't go out and get Taco Bell the day that you do your shot, right? Like that's going to exacerbate symptoms. So if you can't avoid them all the time, for sure, try to avoid them around the time of your shot. And nothing that's going to just sort of upset your stomach. Think clean eating: fruits, vegetables, meats, fish, legumes, stuff like that. And then as a last resort, your doctor could prescribe Zofran. That is something that they do very last resort in morning sickness as well. And it does work, but that brings on a whole nother scope of symptoms like constipation, which we already can struggle with. So again, last resort type of thing. Moving on to constipation. So there are things you can do. Obviously, I used to take a Colace every day. I actually stopped doing that, mostly because I just didn't want another pill that I had to take every day. And I started to adopt a lot of these other tips, which really have helped me and my constipation issues. So water. One thing I loved about Dr. Yee within that talk was that he kept, like, every side effect that was listed: hydrate, drink your water. And so you guys know that I preach water all the time. So that was really reassuring to me. Like, I'm not saying the wrong thing. So water, you want to keep everything lubricated in there, right? So we want to drink our water so that our colon stays lubricated enough to make going to the bathroom easier. So water, water, water. Exercising, again, very important. It gets everything moving. Exercising helps to sort of jolt your body into this little movement thing. There's so many, like, water and exercise are so important for so many vital practices within our body, that, like, if all else fails, go on a walk and drink some water. They say that exercise helps with digestion. So if you ever heard, like my grandma used to say, go on a walk after you eat your dinner at night, and it'll help with your digestion. And then you're not going to bed with this heavy, undigested meal on your stomach. So take a walk more often, try to walk like 30 minutes a day. It's super helpful and super beneficial in so many ways. And drink the water, so much water. And then soft fibers like fruit are also really helpful. So I would avoid, if you're having a lot of constipation issues, especially in the beginning, I would avoid things like broccoli and leafy greens, things that are going to rough it, right? That's going to sit heavy in your stomach. But berries, like softer, high fiber fruits, right? So like berries, prunes, stuff like that, apricots, mangoes, I believe, are also really good for it. So stuff like that, that's going, dragon fruit, that is going to help get things moved along, but it's not going to present to your gut like a roughage broccoli thing, Fatigue. So this one is one that I hear every single time, right? People are tired, and I get it. When I was going up in dosage, especially, I was tired for days after every single shot. And so my first tip is to actually not go up in dosage until you absolutely have to. If you're losing weight on 2.5, stay on 2.5. If you're losing weight on 5, stay on 5, right? And the same thing goes if you have increased your dosage and you notice that you are still so freaking tired and your body's not adjusting to it. Talk to your doctor about going back down in dosage, especially if you were losing weight on a lower dosage and you went up just because of the titration schedule or whatever. Going back down if you're too high for your body can also be super beneficial. So it kind of all starts with the dosage and what you're taking and how your body is responding to it. But also there are things that you can do, exercising. So first thing in the morning, I mentioned this recently, for me, I have to get some type of movement first thing in the morning for my energy levels, for my what's the word I'm looking for? Like my will to want to do things. The word has completely escaped me, and that happens to me more often than I'd like to admit. But anyway, like my what is the word, y'all? Motivation, maybe? I don't know. My motivation throughout the day to get things done, my mental health, I have to get some exercise first thing in the morning. And it's the same thing in treating fatigue. Exercise makes, in the words of Legally Blonde, exercise makes people happy, and happy people don't kill people. So exercise makes you happy, and it makes you function better throughout the rest of the day. And then obviously some grace. So the first day or two when you take your shot, you are going to be more tired. You're likely not going to sleep as well at night. Insomnia is another one, which is the next one that we're going to be talking about. So give yourself some grace that first couple of days after your shot so that you can expect it. Like going in mentally and knowing what to expect is the best way to handle anything. So like if I know I take my shot today, I'm not going to sleep well tonight, then I handle it better overall, right? So allowing yourself grace, knowing what to expect, but also drink your water, exercise, do all of the things, make sure you're getting enough protein in the day so that you are keeping your energy levels at a stable level. That goes back to the small frequent meals throughout the day, are all things that you can do to make sure that you are having the amount of energy that you need to have to function throughout the day. Insomnia. So there are many sleep aids that you can take, right? So like magnesium, melatonin, even some Benadryl if you're desperate, are things that you can do. Unfortunately, the sleep problems just seem to happen, and they are a pretty widely reported side effect. So what has worked for me personally is eliminating caffeine after lunch. So if I'm gonna have caffeine, I literally have a Energy Lotus here right now. I do it in the morning. So I don't have any caffeine after about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And exercise also helps me with that. So if I exercise and move my body sometime throughout the day, using up more energy makes me more tired. And I do not, as of right now, I'm not taking any supplements or sleep aids or anything like that, because I feel like just limiting caffeine and getting energy out through exercising has helped me sleep better. But again, understanding your body. I'm not going to sleep well the first night after my shot. I never do. In fact, sometimes I just go ahead and take a Benadryl. Like that's the one time I will on shot night, because I just am prepared. I know I'm not going to sleep good. So I will take a Benadryl more often than not on shot day, but just sort of knowing. But yeah, again, avoid caffeine, avoid alcohol, take magnesium. I've heard the BioOptimizers one is really good. I've not personally tried it, but so many of you have recommended it in the comment section. So that's also something you could try. Hair loss is sort of one that I get, like, I feel like this one bothers people the most. Now, there are a few reasons that you might lose your hair. Your hair operates on a 3-month cycle. So if you lost a ton of weight in March, you could expect to start losing that cycle of hair in like June, okay? And the reason this happens is you're eating less food, you're getting less nutrients, and the big one is your protein level. So you need to make sure you're getting like 100 grams of protein every single day. You guys saw my video yesterday where I did a what I eat in a day video, and I'm striving for 100 grams of protein. I was about 10 grams short on that video, but 100 grams of protein. every single day is so important for so many functions again within your journey, your muscle loss, your skin elasticity, your hair loss. So making sure that you're getting your protein in, but also taking like biotin and collagen can be really helpful, making sure that you're getting like a multivitamin in every day, and then biotin, collagen on top of that. You can stir like Vital Protein collagen powder into your coffee in the morning. They make a tasteless one that's really good. There's also a chocolate one that tastes really good that I have tried. But yeah, all the water, all the protein, and making sure that you're staying on top of like hair, skin, and nail type of vitamins can help. But I will say that I've been on a GLP-1 for 2 years. I've lost 100 pounds, and it's just now to the point where all of my like regrowth is getting to, it used to be that I would like pick my hair up like this and all of the regrowth would just fall down like on my face. It would be like short. I'm just now getting to a point where my hair, I can tell, has grown back and it's getting fuller again and whatever. And so that's just kind of part of it. It's what you can expect with rapid weight loss or any type of significant weight loss, but doing those things should help you to prevent them. Now, the last thing is sulfur burps, right? Godspeed. That's what I have to say. I think that they come from the like food sitting in your stomach and the slowed down digestion, right? So obviously things like exercising, drinking a lot of water can help, right? But like, again, good luck, Godspeed on the sulfur burps, because I have not found anything that really helps with them. And it's a consistent thing within groups and Reddit threads and all this. Like, what do you do with these nasty burps? How do you get rid of them? I don't know. You don't. You just kind of deal with it. Like, they're awful and it's awful. But I think it's just because of the slowed down digestion. Again, all the side effects seem to be things that come from the medicine doing what it's supposed to do. And so you just got to find ways to deal with them or make them less, because you're probably not going to 100% get rid of them. So let me know what your thoughts are on this video down below. How did you move your body today? Today's actually going to be my rest day. I have walked for over an hour for the past 4 days in a row. So I'm going to take a little rest day. It's actually my daughter's birthday today. Wish her happy birthday. She's 5 today in the comments. And so I'm going to take my rest day, but let me know how you're moving your body. Let me know if you watched the webinar by Dr. Yi. It was so good. I really enjoyed like I probably will go back and listen to it again because I enjoyed it that much. So, let me know your thoughts on that down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, guys. Bye.